Hello guys, welcome to Data Warriors channel. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about primary key and foreign key, part 2 of integrity constraints in SQL. So in our last tutorial, we have learned not null and unique integrity constraints. In today's SQL tutorial, we are going to learn what is a primary key and its real life examples, then how to define a primary key, and then what is a foreign key and its real life examples. And finally, we are going to see practical hands-on examples of primary and foreign key. So let's start with it. Okay. So first we are going to see what is a primary key and its real life example. So basically this primary key is one of the column in a table. So what is the purpose of primary key? Is to uniquely identify each records or row in a table. Okay. Basically the primary key is a combination of not null and unique constraint. Means what it will do? Not null ensures column cannot contain null values, and the second thing, unique constraint. All values and column should be unique or distinct. So combination of both means the column which has a primary key, which is a primary key, it will not allow null values, and all values are will be distinct or different. So these are the basic rules for the primary key columns. One, can primary key column cannot have null values, then all values in the primary key column must be unique. Then how many primary keys we can have per table? Only one primary key per table. So how we can create a primary key? So this is basic syntax, guys. We have to define while creating a table or using alter table statement. If table is already created, we have to add. We are going to create one department table. This is the example. Create department table with columns, department ID as a primary key, and department name should be there. And this department name we can set to not null. Okay. So how to create a table, guys? Using create table. What will be the table name? Department. Create table department. Then open one bracket. Inside that column name will be department ID. Department ID will be integer, and then we have to make this department ID as a primary key. So after data type, first column name data type, and then constraint will be primary key. Next column department name will be in a varchar 100, we can give it. And then what is the constraint for department name, guys? Not null. And then finally we have to close the bracket. Let me execute this. So in which schema we have to create this? Inside demo schema. So first we have to write, we have to select default schema, use demo to select default schema or db. First let me execute this. Now the demo is not selected, you will be able to see. Let me run it. Yes, now the demo schema is got selected. So we will create this table. So how to create a primary key? Using this create table name, then column name, their data type, and then primary key we can mention simply. Let me execute. Yes, now we have successfully created a department table with the primary key. Let me refresh here, and you will be able to see the table department. Okay. If you have to see the information, like information about the column names and the key, what is the key, we can simply run describe table name department. Yes, so these are the two column names we created in this department table: department ID, department name. Department ID having the data type as integer, null, no, null is not allowed. And then key, what is the key? Primary key. Any default value? Null. We don't have any default value set. The department ID is varchar 100, and then we have set to not null, so that's why null, no. Okay, now let's insert some data in this table. Insert into department, then values. Okay, so first will be department ID will be first, and then HR will be our first department I'm using. Then again we will copy the same thing. So guys, we are going to insert into department table, the table which we have created now, empty table. So first we are running this query insert into department values. Department ID will be 1 and HR is the department name. Yes, insert is successful. How we will verify? Using select star from department. Let me run it. Yes, department ID is 1, department name will be HR. Then next thing, if we are going to insert this, insert into department values, this department ID will be null and the department name is a finance. Means as we are aware, department ID is a primary key for our department table. So it is a combination of not null and unique operator. So it will not accept null value, and then all values which we are going to insert in department ID will be unique. So we are trying to add insert null intentionally. Does it will accept? Run it. Yes, column department ID cannot be null because it is a primary key. So we have to give that department ID. Let me update to 2. And now it will take, guys. Yes. Then let's verify it. We have added second row successfully. Select star from department. Yes. Department ID 2 and finance. Okay. Now next thing we are going to see. We are going to we are trying to add a duplicate value inside that department ID. Does it will take, guys, duplicate value? No, since it is a primary key. Because primary key is a combination of null and unique constant. Yes, duplicate entry for two key department dot primary key. It is a primary key, so we have to update that 3. This means column having a primary key will not accept any null values or the duplicate values. Okay, let me run this by updating to 3. Yes, done. Then let's verify this result. Yes, department ID 1, 2, 3, HR finance IT. Okay. Now we are going to see next thing. What is a foreign key? So what is a foreign key, guys? Foreign key is also one of the field in table, guys. So purpose of foreign key is actually to create a relationship between one relationship of one table with another table. How we can create that we will understand. First we have to create the employee table, guys. Create employee table with the columns employee ID, primary key, employee name will be there, and then department ID, and link its department ID as a foreign key which refers to the department table. Okay, so what will happen, guys? Let me run here. Select star from department. So these are the department table. This is going to be parent table, guys, when we are going to create an employee table, and then department ID field in the employee table will refer to the department ID in the department table. How we are going to see? Create table employee, then employee ID will be in integer. It will be the primary key of the employee table. So primary key we will use, then comma. After that, employee name. So it will be varchar 100, and this not null we can set. Employee name not null. Then department ID. Department ID also we are going to set data type as an integer, and then not null. Okay, so what we have done, guys, create table employee. Employee ID will be integer and it is going to be primary key of the employee table, and then employee name will be there, which will be not null and having the data type as varchar 100, and then department ID column is there from which department like that employee is working. So that is again going to be integer, and then not null constant we are setting. After that we have to make the department ID as a foreign key, guys, to link between employee and department table. So why we are doing that you will understand now. First, how to link that as a foreign key. Foreign key inside that department underscore ID, foreign key department ID, references. Here parent table name we have to give that department. Then what is the column name there in the department table? Department ID. Okay, this way we have to close. Create table employee ID, then it will be in integer. Primary key, then employee name will be in varchar 100, not null. Then department ID will be in integer, not null. And then foreign key we are creating. Department ID will be the foreign key. References to which parent table, that is the department table, and the table where we are creating a foreign keys will be the child table, guys. Department is the table name, this is the department table, and department ID is the column which we are going to refer. Let me create this. Okay, we have successfully created employee table. Now in the demo schema we are going to insert some data in the employee table which we have created, and the department ID is the foreign key we have created inside that, and employee ID is the primary key of that employee table. So let me run these first three insert into statements. Yes, insert into employee is successful. Then how we will verify? Using select star from employee. Yes. So these first three rows we have added successfully. These are the employee IDs 101, 102, 103. Employee name Akash Kumar, Tarun Kumar, and Sharad. And these are the department ID 1, 2, 3. Okay. So these 1, 2, 3, if you carefully observe, guys, like let me select star from department table. Let me read department table data. Yes, here 1, 2, 3 department ID you have. So that only we have inserted in the department ID of employee. In case if we are going to add some department ID which is not there in the department table, like 4, what will happen then? Because this department ID in the employee table is the foreign key of the department table which we have linked. So how it will happen? Let me run this. Yes, this statement is getting failed insert statement because with the error cannot add or update a child row. Okay, cannot update a child row, foreign key constraint fails. Why it is failing? Because if I am running this select star from department, it don't have any department with the department ID as 4. This means whatever the foreign key we have set, it will check with the that parent table if that key is there, whichever we are going to add. If that department ID is there, then only it will allow us to add that department ID in the employee table. So it maintains that referential integrity, guys. Okay. Now if you will see what is the rule, department ID in employee must exist in department table. This is the rule for the foreign key, and it creates the relationship between employee and department table.